I'm David from Levika Photography, and today we are checking out a couple of microphones. But before I dive into this, I just want to tell you guys about one of the stupidest things I've done since I've started my YouTube channel. And it's kind of funny. So, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've always had issues with my microphones. There's always been either some sort of noise thing going, or clipping, or kind of a muffled sound, or just zero clarity. Well, in the beginning, it wasn't so bad. I was using the A6000, and it was a Bluetooth mic, and the thing was awesome. I think it was the ECM MW1, I believe. But anyway, it did fine. You know, it recorded everything sounded good, and for a long time I didn't have any issues, and I wasn't really paying attention to why. Now, I am not a videographer. Over this period of time, I've been trying to teach myself DaVinci Resolve, and I'm almost to the point to where I'm really comfortable with it and I can switch over to it. But the funny thing was, when I started using DaVinci, I discovered that the way I was exporting my files, and this is the funny part, was that I always stuck with the same format. 1080p, either 30 or 24 frames per second, and my video was 192 kilobits per second on mono. But over the last year, I didn't realize, but when I switched over to the OMD EM1 Mark II for my video, it was recording in stereo. So what I was actually doing was double compressing my audio, and I should have been exporting everything at 384 kilobits, and I would have had a lot wider range. So anyway, I finally figured that out early this year, and that's why since the beginning of the year everything has sounded a lot more clear, because I finally looked at what the hell I was doing and discovered, wow, I'm really screwing things up. So yeah, not perfect by any means. So over the last couple of reviews, especially since I'd say the beginning of the year, you've actually heard me on this microphone, the one that I'm recording on now. This was Max Yuriev's favorite cheap-ass microphone of the year, and this was the Takstar SGC-598, I believe. And it runs on one AA battery, and it's a boom mic that you can pretty much just set up anywhere, and usually I have this out of shot, but I wanted something more portable because I like the idea of using a boom mic for the stuff where I'm closer to the microphone versus using a lav. I like lavs, but a lot of times, the lavs are either showing or they're rubbing against something or they're breaking up or whatever. So for just the cleanest audio possible when I'm in the studio, I try to use this. So anyway, off-site, I wanted to look at something else, and that's where this comes in. This is the Boya Boya MM1, and this is a little boom mic. It doesn't come with a tripod. That's just on here so I can show it to you. But it comes with a 1/4-20 mount that fits in a hot shoe, and then has this little kind of flexible plastic clip. And this is actually powered off the camera versus a battery on the mic. And the audio from this is actually pretty good. It's very full. So let me go ahead and switch over to it so you can hear it. And turn that on. So anyway, here's the Boya MM1. And this is a $40 microphone. This Takstar thing, I think, was $30-something, $32, $33. Both excellent microphones for the price. They both have different sound qualities, but with this one, what I noticed was these microphones right now are at the same distance, and this one didn't sound quite as loud as this one does. This one definitely picks up a little bit more, and it's a lot more bass, but overall it's a really good full sound. So anyway, really kind of cool. So let's go ahead and check out what's in the box and what this thing looks like. All right, so here's the box for it, and pretty much that's what it is. I mean, nothing too exciting. So anyway, we'll set that over there. Here's the microphone itself. This thing, when it's out of the clip, is actually minuscule. I mean, really, really tiny. Like, there is just nothing there. This is just itty bitty. And here's the clip, and it pops on there, and it pops on in the ridge, so you make sure that's where you want to put it. Just give it a press from the bottom, and it'll pop right in. Elbow side goes into the back of the mic like this. And this is for a standard camera, just plugging it into the microphone port. You also have a cell phone cable if you want to go that route. And then also in the bag is a little pouch. Here's the dead cat, and this thing is thick. I mean, really, really thick. And it's like a pillow. And just to give you an idea, here's my fuzzy furry earmuffs, and these things aren't actually as thick as this, which is just crazy. But anyway, this just slides right over. It's got a rubber gasket around the outside edge, so it keeps it on there really, really tight. Let's just go ahead and mount this on the camera so you can see what it looks like. And obviously, once it's plugged in, you can see it really doesn't take up hardly any space at all. I mean, that is really pretty clean, and I do like the sound that comes out of this. But for all of you microphone fanatics out there, but there are the specifications, and there's your frequency response. Here's your cardioid pattern. That's pretty much like where it's going to be, is the majority of it's going to be facing forward out of the front of the microphone. So let's go ahead and give this a whiz-bang test. Kind of a boom mic that's designed for cell phones and DSLRs. It runs off of camera power instead of batteries, which is actually kind of nice. So anyway, this is what this microphone sounds like. It's very bassy. It's got a very full body. This is me right here projecting. I think it's louder than most other microphones I've tried. So if I step back here, this is me at like, I'm going to say a good solid 4.5 feet away from the microphone. I think it still sounds pretty good. Now off to the side here, this is me off to the side. And then if I go to the other side, this is me off to this side. Now, if I'm back in front of you, you can tell it's very directional. It runs off of battery power coming from the camera or your cell phone. It doesn't actually have the battery itself. So that cuts down on battery problems. Now, I don't mind this in the studio. I think this is great. So let's plug this in. We're switching over to the Takstar SGC-598. Alright, so here you go. This is the Takstar SG-598 microphone. Just to give you a comparison. This is the microphone that I use in the studio for most of my YouTube reviews, and I've been using this now for about 2 or 3 months. And I think this is a very clean sounding microphone, also as cheap as the Boya as far as cost goes. I mean, just very inexpensive. So let me plug their mic back in. Okay, here you are. I'm back on the Boya microphone, and like I said, I think it's a really good microphone. It projects really, really well. And my only concern is that the clip is maybe not that good. I haven't had an issue with it, but I've seen a few that were cracked here on Amazon. So you can't find any of these type of microphone clips for sale separately. They just come with the mic. Now the mic's not very expensive at 40 bucks, but still, I'd like to be able to buy the clip separately for like 6 or 7. I think that'd be cool. And so the door's open on the studio, and I had it open during that segment to see if it'd pick up any background noise. But let's go outside and see what's actually, if there is any noise going on. That way you can kind of hear the difference. You know, the funny thing is, right before I started recording outside, I looked at my microphone levels. I actually had my microphone levels on the camera just a hair high. So anyway, this is toned down 2 notches. But right now it's slightly breezy outside. And there's not a whole lot of wind, but maybe a 4-mile-an-hour breeze, if that. You see the leaves wiggling occasionally. There's lots of birds behind me. I'm going to go over to the back part of my fence here This area over here is fairly noisy because we've got a major road behind us. So, you know, you can hear some of the traffic, but it's way back there if I hoist this up. So, you know, they're a decent ways away. But anyway, that's pretty much what it sounds like outside. I've got the dead cat on, and really just a slight breeze, so you don't really hear anything, but I tell you what, here, I'll make it simpler for you. Hear anything? Anyway, so there you have it. In a nutshell, really just an excellent microphone. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this review. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel for more information like this, and otherwise we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.